Hello, I'm Mathieu from Ludovox, and today we are at the Essen Spiel Messe 2017 with Vladar Vatil. Hi, Vladar.
Hi.
So that's a game that was released, I think, at Gen Con or Origins.
Yeah, it was at Gen Con released, and now it is here in Europe. Yeah.
So sorry, but that's a question. What's that a question?
Actually, that's a question. This game is, as you see, this game is about squirrels. Yeah, it's about life of the squirrel, about how interesting creature is a squirrel, and lots of interesting stuff. How we should protect squirrels. Okay.
So it's not about squirrels, actually. So give me this. Okay. So it's a game about squirrels.
Actually, it's a game about questions. Yeah, but for some reason there are squirrels. We don't know for what reasons, but the game is not very serious, so we don't care.
Let's do a serious interview then.
Okay. So the game is about questions. It is actually you should not be distracted by the fact that there are squirrels climbing a mountain. It can be some spiritual meaning of this or not. I don't know. But the game is really about questions. It is a type of game we played 20 years ago with my friends, and it's about making interesting dilemmas. Yeah. There are such games, but in this game you create really the questions for your friends. Yeah. So there is this. No, it's German. There is this three questions, and each player has some cards in his hand that contain answers. Yeah. So, for example, you can ask a person if he or she would miss more emails or movies. And that's an interesting question. You should imagine a world without email, a world without movies, and decide which you would miss more. And you create this question, and you are trying to create a question that will be hard to answer and hard to guess how she answered, because the player who asked, have to choose one of these answers and say, okay, I will miss more emails or I will miss more movies, and all other players are trying to guess. What is their answer? Yeah, and then everyone reveals, and everyone who was correct, including the asked person is always correct, scores a point and moves his or her squirrel up the mountain, and you score that money as much there was wrong answers. For each wrong answer, you score. Yeah, so you are trying to create a question that it will be really hard to. Yeah, if it will be like obvious, then you don't score any points. Yeah. So you can ask, for example, if you would choose to have a pet dinosaur or to be a captain of the spaceship. Yeah. So for some people it will be easy answer. For some people it can be a dilemma. Yeah. And you can ask about some bad habits. Yeah. So that's three type of questions, and your cards can be combined anyway. And that's a question.
Okay. So you explain everything basically. So now I.
Thing like some bonus tokens you can use. Okay, I'm pretty sure, or I'm pretty sure other will screw this, yeah, and so on. So there are a bit more gameplay in it, but this is not the game. What the game is about. It is about the questions, because if you have the right group, you can have lots of fun with it. Yeah.
So why did you have that idea of that's a question? Because you're known for games such as Tashkalar and Dungeon Lords, Dungeon Pets, but then code names, and then that's a question.
The point is, I like all type of games, yeah, personally, and I am even now at this moment. I was always driven to do harder the games, like hardcore games, deep games, but also I like the lighter games, and sometimes I have an idea, so I create some lighter games, and if people around me like it, then especially if people at the company like it, then we publish it. That's it. And now The question is not why because I did some lighter games before, Pictomania, Bunny Bunny Moose Moose, yeah. The question is why I'm doing now. It is not that I'm concentrating on these games now. Actually, you might not notice, but my biggest game just was published 1 month or 1.5 months ago, because I was working with our team on digital implementation of Through the Ages. It was lots of work, like more than doing a regular board game, and it took really lots of my time. I'm really happy about how it ended up, and the app plays well and so on. But I had no time to do some bigger games, but I still have to do games. So I'm glad that I did Codenames with some random idea that works out very well. And now I have this some really lighter game. We had a lot of fun developing it and inventing the questions and the answers. Yeah, so that's it. Actually, yeah. The point is, I enjoy doing games, and and I enjoy doing various type of games.
So you're a compulsive creator. You cannot help but create. You have to create, right?
If I, yeah. It is not that really that this way. I just do things that I like. Yeah. Sometimes I see I have an idea and I just say, okay, let's try this. Yeah. I don't have to publish it. I just have to try to do it. Yeah. That's it.
So now that Through the Ages, the app is sorry, my mouth is kind of bothersome. So Through the Ages, the application is out. That was a lot of work, and we talked about it at Gen Con. So now what about other games? Do you go back to bigger games? Do you have any upcoming games that you can talk about?
I never talk about games that are not really in development. Yeah, because not that I want to be secretive, but I just never know which of these games really make it. So I don't want to make promises that I will not fulfill. So I'm working on some interesting stuff, and you will see. You will see. Yeah.
We hope to, because we kind of like your games in France. So do you know if Yellow is going to translate this one?
Probably. I don't know. You should ask.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think yes, but I don't know exact details.
Thank you very much, Vlada, for your time, for this overview of That's a Question, and let's be squirrels.
Okay.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.